everyone, this is Bethany from Southern Couture, and I have such a fun video today. You are looking at the newest cutting crafting machine from Cricut, the new Cricut Joy, and it is like the name just sums it up perfectly. It will bring a smile to your face, I guarantee it. I already have been using it and having so much fun. It's just so adorable. The compact size and how quick a project can come together has been a lot of fun, and something that's totally more doable if you are having to move your machine around from room to room. But we'll get into all those details in this video. I'm gonna do a little unboxing and show you all about the features, everything that's included when you grab your Cricut Joy, and then also I will be showing you a fun tote that Cricut has made that goes along with it perfectly, so you can take it with you wherever you want to go for a little crafting party. And then I'm going to show you a project that we can make in less than just a few minutes using the Cricut Joy. So first of all, thank you to Cricut for sending me the Cricut Joy and all these fun little goodies and letting me share them with y'all. Now, anytime if you're interested in the Cricut Joy or any of the little goodies that I'm going to show you that go along with it, head down to the description below and you'll find links where you can purchase yours if you're interested, or if you want to get the tote, if you're wanting to see the little DIY that I'm going to show you making it, and the project in Cricut software design space. I'll have that link below. And then of course there's lots more details that are listed out in the blog post for today as well, and that's all down in the description. Any questions though, leave those down in the comments and I will get back with you as soon as I can. So let's go ahead and we'll unbox it. I do want to say that I have already unboxed it. I wanted to play with it because I feel like in order to give you a true, honest opinion of the machine, I want to work with it and use it a little bit. And so I want to be honest about that and in my opinion of it. So I wanted to use the machine before just unboxing it and talking about it. Just makes me feel a little bit better. So we have your DIY best friend right here. Now guys, this machine is, like it says, it's so compact. It's amazing. You're going to be able to carry this machine from room to room. You don't have to have a crafting space. Some people say they don't want like the full Maker or the Explorer Air 2 cutting machines from Cricut because they don't have a designated craft space, or they're in limited, small apartments, or don't have an extra room for it. And this, you can totally have your own crafting machine, cutting machine, without having to have your own space and feel overwhelmed. And that's what I really, really love about it. So we'll go ahead and we'll start opening it. I'll show you what's going to be included in your box when you purchase. So of course we've got your machine. I'm going to pull it out here, and then I will move the box over so that you can see it a little bit better. Okay, so here is the Cricut Joy. Isn't it just the cutest? So I love the color they chose. This little teal aqua blue is so pretty and just very vibrant. Like I said, this really does bring joy. It speaks for itself in its name. So it's very compact, very sleek. There's no buttons, dials, anything. It's such a cool, like smart machine in a way, with the way it can hook up with your devices and Cricut's software, their design space. So you can see, like I said, compact. I'm actually holding this with one hand, and so that kind of gives you an idea. If I put my hand on the top, that shows you a little bit better about how big it is. I mean, it's just the cutest little thing. I love that. And so the on the front, there's this little flap that just comes down very smoothly, easily. And then inside you have where your cutting blade is. This you can take out. Of course, you can open it like any of their other machines if you've ever had those. And you can switch out the tool and put in their smart pins and things like that that go along with it. And then on the back, you have a place where you can hook up your power supply. So I'm going to just scoot it over for a minute and then show you what else will be included in your box. So you would have this power supply in here as well. I went ahead and left it out so that it would just be easier for me to show you once we get started. You're also going to get a cutting mat. This is the standard grip cutting mat. You'll see the smaller size here. This is is it like a 6.5, I think? Yeah, 6.5 by 4.5 inch mat as far as the cutting space is. And so it does go into the machine just perfect under the little grooves, just like we're used to. Now with this machine, you don't always have to use a cutting mat. That's the other really cool thing. You don't have to have a lot of extra supplies. And so you can either use a mat, or you don't have to, so depending on certain things you use. If you're making cards, which I'm going to talk or show you today, you do want to use a card mat, and I'll explain why later. But I love that you don't have to have a cutting mat depending on what materials you're using, and so it just makes it a lot easier as well without having to pull all the stuff out, and you know, if you don't have a lot of space. So it does come with the standard grip mat, which is nice, and then you'll have your little welcome packet here, and inside of your welcome packet you're going to get your manual, not manual, but a little like, it helps you to get your machine hooked up, ready to go, set up. And so it will walk you through when you go to their website. It gives you a sample of some vinyl, it gives you a sample of an paper adhesive, and then it talks about the blade is already installed for you, and then you can go, they have lots more resources there talking about the different supplies that came with the machine. And so here's the little, I did like a practice cut. When you set it up, it'll have you cut out an image to, you know, play with the machine and get to, you know, more comfortable with it. And then that's another sample piece if you want to practice. And then also in the bottom of the machine, you will find your power supply, and which I told you I already taken mine out, and then one of the smart pens, and you're going to get a black in the 5.4. So I love that it comes with black because that's something you can use for lots of different things, very versatile. And you can also buy other pen packs that have colors, of course, which is nice, and probably different like, you know, point sizes if you want it thicker or not. So let me just move this box out of the way. And I want to show you now a few of the fun different supplies and things that you can buy to go with your machine if you choose to. And that's really cool because I love buying new accessories when we get anything, don't y'all? It's like part of the fun of doing that shopping again. And so one thing that I really love, and I'll show you these first, are the insert cards. So these are really cool. They go with the Cricut Joy specifically, and I'm going to talk more about these in just a little bit as I get into the little DIY we're going to do. So I'm going to scoop those out of the way for now, and I want to show you some of the other mats that you can get. So what's really cool is you can get the standard grip mat in a larger size. You've got this in a 4.5 by 12, and then the light grip mat. So if you're using a cardstock that's more fragile or something, you don't maybe need that much of a grip, the light grip is great. So they have different mat choices. Then you've got some other cool, I'm gonna just kind of lay these out real quick, different types of vinyl and iron-on. And they even have labels, transfer tape, all that. So a few things I'll show you. Like, this is a smart label. It's a writable vinyl. So you can use this for making labels for like your jars, your kitchen, or if you want in your pantry, your kids' toy boxes, things like that. Then we've got our smart vinyl. This is a removable, and this is a permanent. And this one has like the different colors. That's really nice to have kind of a sample pack. And then you've got some iron-on here, which this is a glitter, pink glitter texture. And then we've got, this is what's really cool, is the smart vinyl. Now this is the 20-foot smart vinyl. So this machine, before on all our other machines, you can only cut up to a certain length. And with this machine, you can cut it all the way up to 20 foot. So if you have a design that's 20 foot or something that is going to be a replica, and you want to get multiple cuts of it for that much length, you could totally do that. Let's say you're making like a fun border to go in your child's room, to go, you know, around the room. How cool on the walls. This would be so fun because it will cut it, and you don't have to use a mat. You just feed it in here and it will cut that whole thing, which is nothing. You've never been able to do that before with Cricut machines. So I love that feature. And then of course they've got some transfer tape that comes already in the smaller size roll that fits with, you know, it would be perfect for the vinyl, which just makes your crafting a little bit easier. I say if you have the right tools, then you don't get frustrated and you'll make more, right? Then I talked about some pens. Here is a little sample pack to show you. This has a green, violet, and a red in it, and the 0.4. So other color choices, these are just a few that I wanted to show y'all. And then you have a card mat, which I will talk more about that in a little bit, but this is a mat. You do need the mat when you're using it for these cards, the insert cards, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. And then I love this. this is some deluxe paper. It's adhesive backed. So here's like an idea they've shown you. They've used it to put on a bulletin board. So many fun things you could do with this. This has 10 sheets with 5 different patterns, lots of fun little designs. And then I have this Nature Walk design sampler pack for iron-on and vinyl, and the iron-on, sorry. And I love that they've made it where it now fits the Joy machine. So if you wanted to try it out, you could get like the little sample pack of it. And so there are lots and lots of other accessories. These are not the only ones, of course, but I wanted to kind of give you guys an idea. There's also lots, of course, of different color choices that you could pick from, depending what your project is. So let's move these guys out of the way real quick. And before we make our project, which won't take us long at all, I want to show you the tote that you can get. So if you're planning on taking your machine to a friend's house, or to, just want to be able to keep it protected and safe, maybe if you're even moving it around in your own house, the tote they have made to go with it is amazing. I have some of their totes also that go with their Easy Press machines, and it makes it so nice to have them stored. They're safe. I can take them with me without worrying about them getting messed up. And this bag is that same amazing quality. When I talk about like superb quality, I really mean that. The material is so thick, it's so nice. So you've got the front zipper here. They even got the Cricut name on here in like this really nice, fun raised lettering, which is so pretty. And then you unzip it, and the inside, I wish you could feel it. It's this very soft suede, so you don't have to worry about the machine getting scratched. It has a nice thick padding. I can feel padding there. There's padding around this entire thing. Over here, they've got it where you can put different accessories, pins, your power supply, all of that, and then your machine fits perfect right into the tote. As you can see, it tells you there, which is great. And then this right here is Velcroed in, so if you need to move this for any reason or to add extra stuff, you can. And then if you look at the back, you've even got an extra pocket here that's magnetic, which I love, so you don't have a button showing. It's very sleek, and I love that. Adjustable strap as well, or you can carry it by the little handle. So I do recommend the bag. I think it's worth every bit of it because it's such great quality, and I'm telling you, this is like really got some nice thick padding all around, soft on the inside. That's my favorite part. You don't have to worry about it getting tossed around and not being protected, or that the surface would get scratched, because you don't want to get a new machine, take it somewhere, and then it already be messed up, right? So the next thing we're gonna do now, guys, is we're gonna do some crafting. If you've been wanting to see how to use this little beauty, we're gonna do that right now. It is so simple, and you're gonna be blown away when I share with you a project that is so quick and so easy to do. So the first thing we're gonna do is use these little insert cards, and what you can do is go into your Cricut Design Space, and if you have no clue about Design Space, I have other tutorials on my blog, but it's very easy to use once you play around with it a little bit. What I love about it is, especially for Cricut Joy and for these insert cards, Design Space has tons of already projects, ready to make projects that go with this machine alone, okay? It's perfect. So you do get a free like trial membership if you want to have a special access to Design Space. There are some elements that are free and then some that are paid, but with the membership it does make it really nice, because it makes it much more affordable if you want to do a lot of projects. But they do give you a trial with your machine when you purchase it, and then some of the projects, like I said, are great, you can still do, and they're not any extra. So this is a pack of insert cards. I love this one because you get this variety of colors, and this one you'll have your cards in these colors, and then you'll have what's called an insert here in these colors that you can choose from. It also comes with an envelope, so no worries there. And so the card that I'm going to do today is a Mother's Day card. I figured with Mother's Day being here very soon, maybe some people aren't going shopping right now out in stores. This is a really fun way that you could order your machine and then do all this fun crafting and stuff and just mail the cards if you chose to do so. So that's what I'm going to do. So you'll see this is the insert part, and then this is the scored card that's all ready to go. Then you have, what you're going to need is your card mat, and I love this. So I want to show you how to use this in case this might seem tricky to anybody. you're just going to peel off your protective. This is the protective cover where your adhesive is on the mat. And you'll see different sizes. So there's different sizes of cards that you can get. This is a 4.25 by 5.5 inch card, and that's the one I'm using. You always want to make sure that you line up your card here at the top left corner, and then you'll see they have little instructions on the mat to remind you if you need it. What's really fun about this is that you have this little like clear flap. You see that? That's where you're sliding your card into it, okay? So you'll just open your card, slide it underneath that cover, right? Make sure you're all the way up at the top. And when I do that, you'll see those little lines right there, how my card fits perfectly into that size. So I know that I've got it in there good. And then I can just seal down the top card here, and it's flat, ready to go. If you don't use the mat, you take a risk of your machine cutting through both layers and getting that back side of the card, which you don't want. Or you could be feeding it in and cutting through, it wiggles and moves, you know, the two layers, and your cuts get all messed up. So the card mat just makes it so easy. You're gonna see how simple it is to do this, and I can't wait for you to do that. So let's see, we need to just make sure that we go ahead and hook our machine up before we get going. I had already pulled out my power supply, which was in my box, or which would be in your box when you get it, and then it just hooks right there to the back. You will, when you go through this setup, you can hear that running, that is turning on. When you go through the whole setup process, it will walk you through getting it connected to your device and all of that. It's super, you know, really easy. And so anyways, let me actually move it over here so that our cord is not getting in our way. Okay, so there we go. Just want to make sure I had that. Now we've got our card mat. This is a Mother's Day card design that was already in Cricut's design space that I am using. And so I'm over here on my laptop. I have the design. If you're familiar with Design Space, I've just clicked that I want to make it. I've got my supplies ready to go. And then when you get over onto where it shows you the project on the mat, it's going to make sure that you're selecting the right size card. And so you just want to make sure that you've got that. Like I was talking about, mine's the 4 1/4 inch. That's the one you want to make sure you have. Then you're going to make sure you select what material you're using. And so we're going to be doing the insert cards with a cardstock, of course. And so I have that selected. It's wanting me to go ahead and load my materials in here. And so as soon as I start to do that, it's like it just knows I am, and it starts, those wheels starts turning, and it starts loading the mat in automatically for me. I don't even have to say load. You'll see that it's working and thinking up there when it's blinking, and then it's asking me to click go on the software. So I click go here on my device, and it says preparing, and now it's going to start cutting. And so when it first loads that paper or the mat into it, it's wanting to just make sure everything is lined up good, that you have the right tool in the machine, and then you can click go and it will start working. So it's going to cut out this really fun design for Mother's Day card, and I want to show you while it's doing that a few other little cards that I was making. Once I started, I was like, oh man, this is addictive because they're so quick and easy. I love that the designs are already done for me. So I love this, You Are My Sunshine. And so, you know, there's a lot of things going on right now. And there's a lot of people who maybe are afraid or just living, you know, kind of in some different times that no one's ever experienced. Well, I thought this was so fun. You Are My Sunshine. Send this to somebody just to brighten their day. Someone that you know that maybe lives alone and maybe feels that secluded life right now. This would really brighten their day. I love it. And then with the navy being darker, what's cool is if you have a white pen, I like to handwrite my cards on the inside. It just makes it more personal to me. You could use the pens on here probably and do that, but I loved using the white pen, and then I was able to, you know, of course you can read it once you've written on that dark navy. Okay, then another one that I did with this pack of gold. Now these would be really pretty for like thank you cards for a wedding or something like that, because you get this cream and gold metallic. But I did this as a get well card. I just love that with that little band-aid. And I have someone that this will be perfect for, that I want to mail it to them, who's not feeling so great lately. And I think that would be fun just to get a little fun surprise in the mail. So one thing that I did do with these is, because I wanted you to really be able to see the design well and to be able to have it lay flat in there is before I put my insert card in, and you just pop it in those little holes, which I'll show you. I put some adhesive on it so that it would stick. Well, I put the adhesive on the back of this part so that it wouldn't show through anywhere. But I did that so that it would lay flat. And I'll show you here, I did it on this one, and then see how, it, like right here, it's not completely down. So you'll see what I mean, like that kind of pops up, or you can have it where it's laying really flat and you can read it very easily. So you don't have to do that little extra step. I just did it, I thought it would be fun to really make that pop. So it's almost done. This card has a lot more cuts than this one did, and it just says I love you mom, and it's got this really fun floral design, and then when I pop that pink behind it, it's really gonna make it pop. So one thing that they have are these fun Cricut basic tools that go along with the Joy machine. They match, which I love. And so you've got different things. You've got a weeder, your spatula, your scraper. This helps to get clean off your mat once you're done with it and all those little bits that are left. The spatula is great for helping you pick up and get your pieces off the mat without, you know, damaging it if you get some intricate cuts. And then I love the weeding tool because if you're doing like this Band-Aid card, I used it for that. Sometimes those little bitty cuts of paper will kind of want to just hang on, or they don't want to pop through. And then though the cut is made, it's like it wants to stay. All I did was just take this and of course take off the protective point and that sharp edge, and then you just stick it right through there to let those release. So these tools make it really easy when you're working with the mat, especially getting all those little bits up. So my cut is done, and then in Design Space, it's just asking me to hit unload, and that just gets it out from underneath those little wheels there, and we're done. So I want to show you now how easy it's going to be to get this put together. So it will peel right up. I'm really impressed with the blade and the knife on this machine. I've got such good, precise cuts ever since I've been using it, and so I was really impressed with that because these cards have some really fun and intricate designs, but there's nothing more aggravating than, you know, doing it and then you can't even get a lot of them out. Now you'll see here is a lot of that's left. I'll be able to just take the spatula and go right underneath, and it will just pull all that up very easily. So I will do that later, of course. And then here is your card. So some of those pieces, like I mentioned, may be trying to like hang on. Then you just take this little weeding tool, which this is really great when you're doing vinyl because it will get underneath and get that negative that you don't need. And then you can just poke this through here. See, this was a really tiny cut there of that stem. And so this just makes it nice so you can pop that through without tearing and ruining the design. Because sometimes, you know, the intricate cuts, you just have to be careful with it. And let me pull that piece. Perfect. And then I think I saw, yeah, over here, we see that little bitty center of that flower, just poked it through, that little petal. It just makes it nice because you don't want to tear it and ruin it, and then you've wasted it. And like these little ones, they like to hang on sometimes, so I like to do that too. Now I think I have it all there, and then I won't do the adhesive on this one, just to show you how easy. If you don't want to put anything, you just pop it right into those little cuts on each corner. Insert it, hence insert cards, and there you have it. I'm obsessed. Look how cute that is. I love you, Mom. Oh, I love that. I think that's so pretty. All the florals and that pop of pink coming back behind that navy is so pretty. I love that they've already got my envelope included, so you could just fill this little card out, pop it in the mail to your mom. I think it's so cute and so fun to do. And you see how quick and easy it was for me to do that. I just put it, you know, my materials on the mat, put it through the machine. It takes less than a few minutes and my card's ready to go. I love too, because if you need a card so quick, and you know, a lot of people can't go right now and maybe get a card, pop it in here. You've made your card, you can mail it, and you're good to go. If you ran out and you forgot you have an occasion that you need to go to, you can make your card in just a few minutes. literally. I love too that this could sit on like your kitchen counter. So if you just remember you have something you need to do, you've got lunch made, the kiddos are eating, go ahead, pop in some paper or the cards, and you can do it right there on the kitchen counter. So pretty cool. If you have any questions though, guys, please let me know. I would love to help you answer those about the new Cricut Joy. Make sure that you check out the links down below so you can see more about the Cricut Joy, the tote, and all the fun supplies that you can get to go with it. Of course, you can use your other materials that you may be using on your Cricut Maker. You can still use those. You can cut them down and make sure that they feed in here and are the right size. You don't have to have a map for all materials, which is really great too. And leave any questions you have down in the comments for me so I can make sure to help you out there. Make sure you're subscribed if you haven't already, and I can't wait to be back, hopefully showing you some more fun projects with the Cricut Joy. If you would like to see more of those, let me know. I will see y'all again very soon. Thanks again. Bye-bye.